So hey everyone, and welcome back to the layout. As you can see, it looks a lot cleaner this time. I've just finished doing some soldering, so most of the joints are done at the moment, but there is still maybe half a dozen or so joints to do for the power feeds, and then I gotta connect them up to the bus. So just chucked on some trains real quick and some rolling stock, and there's a few new changes at the moment. So at the moment, I need to get some couplers to actually run my freight on the center line. So at the moment it is running on the add line, which is just temporarily. But there are some new additions. I've got my order for my containers, and here they are. There's 4 of them altogether. They come in a pack of 2. They are from Bachmann, and they are very, very, very cheap. I think one price of a Hornby container is about 58, so, and the 2-pack was 72, so I spent, what's that, 144 for 4 containers basically, which works out to be 4 for the price of 3, sorry. And the quality is a lot better these days on the Bachmann anyway. So as you can see, everything's running nice and smoothly. Had to do some changes to the track, but that's unnoticeable. And I have the new addition over here, which is a ready-to-go Bachmann model. It's a diesel fueling station, which is in the new section of the layout, which is going well. So, as before, that's your first radius loop coming into that station terminus. But the points here are still normal, and then I put a left-handed point there, so engine's back up. Go forward, and where all this stuff is here, that's the small engine storage area, and then engines can also back up on the first line and just park their way up to their fueling area. I'm also going to get some other stuff just to fit in here, but at the moment that's what it looks like, and it's probably looks a bit weird from this angle, but it's nice and smooth running. So yeah, and that way I can access all the facilities using these level crossings. So this model's ready to go, so no work was needed. It looks pretty good. And then we come around here, another new addition. This is a Santa Fe model. It's made by Bachmann, but the American version of the Bachmann. Just focus up a bit. So it's a little shunter. Runs beautifully. Directional lighting, so there's a light there and there's a light at the back. And then I have changed these into KD couplers. So now they're all parked up nicely. Oh, another new addition I saw. This box car here is a new addition. New York Central. It's about $16, so I picked that one up. So it's a bit messy on this side because I'm still wiring up this side, but so far so good. And I've been slowly but steadily adding my container area, or container yard bit. So I've got the plastic sheets going on here. They're coming out pretty nicely. What I've done is I've just added some road bed below just to even it out a bit. I haven't continued on yet because I haven't finished soldering the wires in, so I'd rather do the soldering first, make sure that all works, and then continue that on. But so far the wiring is coming up pretty nicely. I had to replace one of my old Hornby points, which I'll show you. As I said, I don't recommend getting Hornby these days, but this was my old point here, and I'm not sure if you can really see it, but it's really taken its toll. Plastics come out, and the track obviously is not straight anymore there. The trains are just tripping over that. So I replaced that one. It cost me about 16 or 17, so well worth it in the long term, I guess. And I got some new accessories. So that's a cycle stand, which is going to be sitting over here, over here. Yep, somewhere over here, or maybe even on this platform, I'm not sure yet. And I got my coal office, which in my case I'm going to use it as a yard office. I'm going to maybe sit that on this side or this side of the construction, I'm not sure yet. chocolate machines. They were cheap, so they were only like $3.80, so I picked that up. They sit on the station, and these more stuff sit on the station. These are trunk suitcases and trolleys. They come in a little pack. I don't know if you can see them really well. So nice and good. And then, of course, there's station boards. So these will come out nicely on my station. I might get another pack, might not, but at the moment they're good enough. And the seats. So that was only $4.40, so got that one there. And I have my project going on for my crane. I don't know if you guys want to see it yet, but sitting under there, it's still going strong. It's nearly finished, so after I finish laying down that styrene sheets over there, still heaps of styrene to use. Yeah, still got just 2 packets left. And then I also have to put styrene here on my station, which is coming out pretty good actually. So I'll have to firstly get a styrene at the back here, so you won't, because at the moment if you look at it you can see all the plastic and all that down there, so it's not pretty. So maybe styrene backing going along here, paint it grey, so this side of the plastic you see grey, not what I've been doing to my things. And I've also had to, I didn't realise that I stuck it a bit too close to the points, so I stuck it when the point was like there, and I realised, oh, how am I going to flick the point now? So I had to cut it out a bit, but that's no dramas there. And then I've wired up my points. All I do is install them, but I've had a problem. When I did the layout, I didn't realise this would be a major problem until now, but if I come down this way, let me just focus up again. If I come down this way, so these two tracks here, so you get this track here isn't a problem at the moment. It's this middle track. Right underneath this middle track is a beam. It's not a thin beam, it's about, oh, there's a lot of wires down there, but it's about this boxcar height of aluminium beam. And I have 2 points I need to get installed here. So my only option is to get the side mounted points on these two. It's not something I want to do, it's not something that to me looks prototypical, but it's something I have to do. So on these 2 points right here, they'll be both side mounted. So I was looking at the options, and really I only got 2. It's either the Hornby or the Pico side mounted points. So I may have to look into that, may not. I may just leave it standard points and add a bit of detail to it. I'm not too sure yet, but everything else should be alright to wire up. So, and I'm not too sure if I'm going to wire up these 4 points in this location here, mainly because I'm literally standing centimeters from them, but we will see. And everything else is coming out nicely. The layout is rolling along pretty smoothly. I've also bought some ballast to start ballasting, which obviously I'm obviously going to start in a small section, so I might start off with the yard and then make my way out onto the main lines. However, if I do stuff it up to replace those tracks, it's only going to cost me $3 or $4, but to replace some of these tracks here, I'll take out this end or here, and then I'll take out the further end, and it's just going to cause more trouble. So I have a good idea how to balance, it's just practice makes perfect, as everyone says. So, and these are just 2 and a bit lengths of 1 length each of flexi tracks. So flexi track lengths are about $4 or $5, so that's not a problem. Well, I'll show you which ballast I want actually. I could have gone with Woodland Scenics, but to me they're both the same, so I've gone with not a generic brand but something more economical. So I've got a 1 kilo bag here of ballast. It's just some grey ballast. It's nice and fine, so, or medium to fine. Oh no, it's fine. So, and it's nice. I don't know if you can see that in the colour, but it's like a grey colour, more what the colour I was looking for. So yes. And then, oh yes, I didn't mention these are my new additions as well. I picked these up for $5 each, except for this one. I already had this one, so I might just leave that one how it is. It's like a little construction area. I'm thinking of breaking up this point and putting it in the construction area as well as like a construction project, but yeah, it's just to break up the layout a bit, I guess. They're only, what, $15 for that, so yes. And then I've found some of these stuff, so still planning what I'm going to do in this corner here. But my main scenery corners are going to be these corners here. This corner here and then that corner on that side. I may build it up to maybe a hill area on this side. And then maybe, not too sure what I'm doing that side, but I'll figure it out. Or I could use this as an abandoned track over there or something similar. Barely works anymore anyway, so it's not good on the layout. So yes. Oh yes, before I forget, if anyone is in the area this weekend, I know some of you guys are not from Australia or Sydney, but there is this exhibition going on this final weekend of July. So all interested, please do take a visit. I normally go there every year. I'm not too sure if I go this year since it is already Saturday night and I am going out in a few hours. But maybe. And well, there's nothing much to say. I've got what I need so far, and I've also ordered the Class 8 shunter, which is the last edition for a bit now. No more additions to the layout, unfortunately, guys. Maybe Christmas, maybe I'll get something else, but the main things I wanted is these containers. I've been waiting so long for these, and they finally have arrived. And at the same time I ordered the Class 08, so that's just getting chipped at the moment. I had a bit of problems yesterday tripping it, so... And that costed me about $124, and it's a brilliant runner, brilliant runner. It's in BR livery in the weathered one, so it's last year's model. So I didn't really like the new livery it came in, so... And since most of my layout is in the BR livery, it seemed right. Except for that Freightliner. That Freightliner is something that's modern, so... And then again, it does its own little... Well, it's not going to be shunting a lot. See, oh yes, and the containers. So I better slow it down so I can talk about that containers. I might as well quickly review them. Oh, let me just get the controllers. Sorry guys, just be patient. Alright, so... Just flick the cowl cap off for that track. And here we are. So, a pack of 2 containers. So you got your coupler on this side. Yep, you can see it there. But they do not give you a coupler for the middle. So I'm going to convert that to a coupler. That way I don't have any problems if I go on a bit of an incline or a decline. Because when the coupler's gone to incline, they don't really have a problem since they are paired up. So they just click like so. But with these ones, they haven't really got a lot to move. See, they kind of move as a fixed object, while these ones, they move on their own. You know what I mean? See, the gap changes, but this one, that's a constant gap. You won't see that gap be closed up any more than that, so... It tends to not like the bumps, which these days any layout will have, so... And also I need to change them to couplers, so when I shunt them into my container area, I don't need to take out the loco and then push it in by hand. I want to do it prototypically, so I want to uncouple them one by one, shunt them in, unload, reload, so on. Oh yes, and I am keeping these for the one reason, so when the container yard's empty I have something to store into it. So I have 3 of those just to keep there for show basically, because of course I want to run my new models as much as I can at the moment. So yes, alrighty, so it's a nice long video for you guys. I would have broken it up, but there's no need to. So if you guys have any questions, queries, and all that, my layout was clean the other day, but as you guys can see, I have been soldering. Most of the joints are done. Here's one here. They're not the best, but you can always just file them down a bit just to tidy them up. That wasn't even that secure, but yes, it's coming out nicely.